Shabbat Shalom from Temple Concord. This week I'm dressed in a way you don't often see me, and it's not because I'm mourning Judge Scalia or thinking about the Supreme Court necessarily. It's that the black robe that rabbis often wore is something that comes from the Torah portion this Shabbat. Now, you know you rarely see me in a robe, but there was a time when the rabbis wore robes all the time. And the reason is because in our tradition the priests wore robes, and the Torah portion this Shabbat, Tetzaveh, describes the special garments that the priests wore. And there's this wonderful little line about how the priests were called up, Aaron and his sons Nadav and Avihu and Eleazar and Itamar, and they were to be outfitted, and that the garments were to be passed on from them to their sons going forward into the future. Our tradition believed at that time that the priests had a special role. After the Second Temple was destroyed, the priests' role for rabbis went by the wayside, and rabbis stopped wearing robes altogether. The Reform movement, though, in the middle 19th century, brought robes back because they wanted their rabbis to be a little bit more priestly. And in some places that stuck, and in some places it didn't. And as you know, here at Temple Concord, our rabbis for many, many years wore the robe. When I arrived here, my sense was that we had moved beyond seeing the rabbi as priest, and we didn't need to do that. So I took off the robe. And so now, when you see me on any given Shabbat, I'm dressed like this, in a coat and tie. And the reason is because I don't view myself as a priest. I'm a rabbi, I'm a teacher. And that's different for me than being a priest and wearing the robes. Our tradition, though, says that we have these priests. So how do we work with the two separate images? My understanding that comes from history. There was a time when we had priests. There was a time when we had a temple and sacrifices. But those things have come and gone. And now we live in a world where we're equals. I don't have any more power than you. I don't have any greater connection to God than you. There's no special phone line at my desk. And all I can be is a guide for you and a helper with you as you are for me. And so for me, wearing the robe signified something that I'm not, which is why I chose to not wear them. Once in a while, if a family asks, of course I will wear the robe because they like having that image. But generally speaking, that's why I chose not to wear the robe. Our tradition has lots to teach us. Sometimes we accept it and keep following it. Sometimes our own understanding changes things, and we change how we function, and in this case, how we dress. I hope you'll join us for Shabbat services this Friday. I won't be in a robe. Services will be at 6 o'clock p.m. Saturday morning, of course, we have Shabbat services at 11, preceded by text study and Torah study. Tuesday evening, our film series will continue, the synagogue series, with a wonderful film called Cupcakes. And next Friday evening services will again be at 6. And on Sunday the 28th, we have a wonderful Cantor's concert. Our own Cantor Kari is bringing in 3 of her friends. I have gotten to know all 3 of them. They are wonderful people and have amazing voices. And it promises to be a wonderful, wonderful night for us here at the temple to celebrate our cantor, to celebrate who we are as a congregation, and to celebrate Jewish music. For now, I wish you a Shabbat filled with traditions. Traditions that we carry on and pass down from our parents to us and to our children, and also new traditions that we create. Recognizing that some of the traditions that have been passed to us are things worth holding, and sometimes our own minds teach us that we have to change and try new things. Shabbat Shalom for now. Look forward to seeing you at the temple.